Hey guys! Today I'm going to talk about the books I've read in 2018 part 3, I think. And let me say before I get started, this does not include the 7 books that I read for booktube-a-thon. Those are on a whole separate video and I'm not sure if it's going up before this one or after. But if you want to know what I read during booktube-a-thon, that is on a whole separate video. First up, I read The Burning Maze, and this is the 3rd book in the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan, and I think this is by far my favorite. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I am dreading this series ending, but at the same time, I can't wait for the next book to come out. But I think the reason I'm dreading it is just because this is the last series by Rick Riordan we're gonna get, and all of his books are so phenomenal that I don't want him to stop writing them. I want to keep on reading more of the Percy Jackson world. I don't care if Percy Jackson is like the main character or if he's even in it. I read other series of his that I love, like the Kane Chronicles. Okay, didn't love that series, but I really enjoyed it. And then the Magnus Chase series, even though the first book bored me, it's like the last 2 books in the series were fantastic. And even this series, the only book I haven't really loved in this series is book 2. But this one, I think, so far has been my favorite. And a lot of you may be thinking, why is it your favorite given the way it ended? But I think that's why it became my favorite. I mean, not that I wanted that character death to happen, but it kind of felt like it needed to happen. It's like one of the, you know, I will put this out there. I would have rathered one of the other characters have died because it was between 2 of them. Between the 2, I'd want the other one to die. But at the same time, it's like one of them had to die. And it was emotionally devastating, especially after the whole ending with Leo. That was so devastating. I cried so hard at that part. If you want to know my spoilery thoughts, I do have a book talk for this book that I will leave linked in the description box below. But oh my goodness, this book. And I especially love the fact that we got to learn more about Meg. Meg has really been mysterious and everything with her past. And it's like for someone so young, she shouldn't be so mysterious. It shouldn't be so hard to learn things about her. But it's like breaking into a safe. It's almost impossible to get her to open up at all. And I love that about her, but at the same time, it's very, very frustrating. So yeah, I really, really love this book. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because like I said, I have a whole book talk for this book. And I read it, like back when it came out in May. Oh my God, it's already August. I can't believe it's already August. And when I look at this pile, even though I just filmed my wrap-up for booktube-a-thon, and I know that excluding the manga, I still read a good amount of books, still feels like I've read nothing. Probably because before I started writing my own book, I was used to reading like anywhere between 4 to 10 books a month, and that's just not happening anymore. Next, I read Autobiography by Christina Lauren, and these 2 authors have quickly become my favorite. I was like a quarter of the way through this book and I immediately ordered another one of their books off the book outlet because I was like, this book is so flippin' good. Yes, it had a lot more religious influence with the characters than I was expecting, although admittedly I was expecting very little. I thought the story was going to focus more on the book writing aspect and them getting to know each other through that than anything else, and that kind of it brought them together, but that part of the story took a back seat, really. Until the very end, where there's a perspective change and you learn the truth behind everything that you've been reading. And while I loved that to bits, I also wanted the story to go on for about 20 more chapters because of it. It's like, okay, so up to this point, this is how we've been reading, but now we're in this perspective, and I want to know everything that's happening now. So I kind of want to read another book. I want another book with these characters telling their story after everything that's happened in this book, and I don't even actually care whether it's just them going to school and doing normal everyday things and nothing really, you know, suspenseful happening at all. It's just I want more, which isn't realistic because it's not going to happen. But yeah, I can't remember my rating for this book. It's either a 4 or a 5 stars. I'm pretty sure it was a 5 stars. After booktube-a-thon ended, I ended up picking up volumes 7, 8, and 9 of Prince of Tennis. And these I actually read after my workout when I was relaxing in the tub because these are actually very short to read. It takes me like an hour to read each of them, and that's about how long I like to just relax because that's pretty much the only place where no one will bother me. So it's actually quickly become a habit Not just, you know, after exercising to pick up one of these volumes and relax in the tub and, you know, read it. But even if I don't exercise, if I just get in the tub for just any reason at all, I had to have one of these beside me, that way I can read it. I'm not sure if it was a good habit to pick up, but right now I'm enjoying it. And rating wise, like every Prince of Tennis volume I have read has gotten a 5 out of 5 stars. So this is everything I've read excluding booktube-a-thon since my last wrap-up video, which I actually can't remember when that was. It was before May, because I read this in May. I'm pretty sure. I really need to get down what month it is, because seriously, forgetting that it was August and my last wrap-up was in May. I mean, granted, I don't like to do wrap-ups until I've read at least 5 books. And I mean, granted, only 2 books were here. The rest of them are manga. But I really guess I should do, like, even if it's only a wrap-up of 2 books, I need to do these more frequently. That way, I'm not losing track of what month it is. And this is something that I've been a little bit iffy about doing, but I've been counting mangas toward my reading goal. I normally don't do that. Like in previous Goodreads challenges, I normally count like the first book of the manga series, but I don't count the other ones. This year I have been counting every volume I read because I've been so busy. So let me know in the comments below, do you guys think I shouldn't count these towards my reading challenge, or do you think that's okay? Or what are your opinions just overall about it? Because I've been feeling guilty about doing it because that's all I've read this year, or it feels like that's all I've read this year is mangas. And even though I lowered my reading goal from, I think it was like 60 or 55 to 45, I'm almost reached that goal just because of manga. And hopefully I will end up getting another one of these wrap-up videos up a whole lot sooner, because it's actually been since May, since my last one. I feel horrible about that, and that doesn't need to happen again. I need to make these more frequently. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!